Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW. We've made it up to Nightmare Level 4. I'd previously completed it earlier today, but tonight we put together a division from the fleet and a couple of other friends, and some of the guys needed to start, so we did an easy, a normal, a hard, and then we played a couple of nightmares. It took us a couple of attempts to get through this one, but it was absolutely mental, and it does go down to the wire, so you're going to want to sit and hang on to your seats for this one. It was all very good until the closing minutes of the game, and then things started to come undone. But you gotta wait for that last minute of the game because it is an absolute clutch. So you've seen my build, and we are running the duel in this one, and yeah, I'm enjoying this boat. I wish I had 130 knot torpedoes in standard matches, to be honest. I wish I could have this destroyer in standard. The guns seem pretty pathetic when you're playing these sort of middle of the road nightmare levels. But what I want to touch on is some of the tactics and tips for getting in and up through the Halloween event missions. Now, you do have to start in easy mode and progress up through normal and hard before you can get to Nightmare. Then there are 9 different levels of Nightmare, and you have to play each one and win it in turn. Now, there are some other missions there under your missions tab to give you tokens that you can promote your commanders with. There's also the missions to give you event currency, and that means you have to accumulate stars at the different levels. Now, if you go into that mission tab and look, you will see that there are different pumpkin faces. So obviously it's a not so scary, a little bit scary, and quite scary, and then you've got a skull. So the not so scary pumpkin means you have to earn those stars in easy. Then the medium scary pumpkin means you have to earn the stars in normal. And then the scary pumpkin face means that you have to earn those stars in hard. Now, once you make it through those 3 levels and you move up to Nightmare 1, you will see that the set of missions will grant you promotion tokens for your commanders for this event. And there are different values. Those will allow you to promote your commanders all the way up to Legendary 4. Now, it doesn't matter which ship you earn those tokens in, you can use them for any commander. You know I'm a destroyer man, so obviously the first commander that I promoted all the way up to 4 was the destroyer captain. And boy, am I glad that I did it, as we... did we narrowly soak that torpedo, or did it run out? No, it went past us. I don't know what happened there. But so yes, so trust me, you are going to need to play these games again and again and again to get those 250,000 damage to get those tokens to promote your commanders. There are 4 awards for the destroyer, 250k damage, 4 for the cruiser, and 4 for the battleship. But as I said, if you were to do 250k damage in Nightmare in your battleship, you can use those tokens to promote your destroyer or your cruiser commander. It doesn't matter who you want to promote. It doesn't have to be the battleship commander if you do it in the battleship. You will need to have legendary level commanders once you start getting into the nightmare levels. That goes without saying. It gets very, very difficult. Yes, perhaps it gets a little bit easier as you get more accustomed to how the match plays out. But don't worry if it's going to take you a couple of attempts each time to get through a level, Because this is running for 3 weeks, you have got plenty of time to do these missions, to pick up the event currency for picking up your stars, to earn the tokens to promote your commander, and to work your way up the nightmare levels. What I will say is one of the best things you can do here is to get together a team of 5 people. Make sure you're in a party chat, make sure that you're all on comms, you're all able to talk to each other, you're all able to hear each other, because it will make coordinating this game a heck of a lot easier. Now, I didn't have the party audio recorded on this one. Trust me, there was a lot of talk going on. You know how I always keep an eye on the minimap, and trust me, I was calling out shots, I was calling for radar, I was calling for heals for people, keeping an eye on the ships around us, keeping an eye on what was happening with the team and where they were, and doing my best to get out here and do as much damage to the ships that were pushing in to make it easier for the guys back in the circle to finish them off. And you will see me move left, centre and right across this map to get onto as many targets as I can. I would say destroyers are key to winning this game. Once you've got a legendary 4 commander on a destroyer, the amount of torpedoes you can put out is phenomenal. You know, the reload is ridiculously low, and one of the things that I have noticed playing the destroyer is generally if you lead a target with the first salvo, so slightly forward of the torpedo indicator, and then on the second salvo just drop it where the indicator's pointing, because these ships will stop and start, they will turn. The spread is quite wide, and often because all these ships are coming in a stream towards you, unlike now, we've got this guy on a broadside, but the majority of the ships are coming towards you, so you need to think about your position in a destroyer so that you can potentially get broadside shots on. Early games, I was using the torpedo reload, but I found that playing the nightmare levels in the destroyer, running the smoke screen is much more beneficial. And that smoke screen has a very decent duration, and there's only a slight gap between it running out and then being able to run again. So you can get in close, you can get these torpedoes on, as I said, with the build that I've shown you at the start. These torpedoes are 130 knots. They are absolute screamers, but they don't seem to do a lot of damage, and obviously Wargaming have tweaked some of these ships and tweaked the AI to give us a bit more of a challenge. And geez, this game was an absolute challenge. You'll see already I'm almost up to 300,000 damage, and I'm cutting across the map and trying to get onto as many targets as I possibly can, looking to try and staunch the flow of red ships towards the Transylvania. My head is on a swivel at who is going to be next target. And the torpedo reload is solo, and we're going to get into a bit of a sticky situation here because the smoke's about to run out. There's a pestilent Vag on this corner. The torpedoes are coming up for reload. AI playing with his throttle there. I don't know what he's doing, but there we go, and we're going to turn and we're going to boost away from him, and then I realise that this guy behind me hasn't been finished off yet, so he's going to get the next set of torpedoes. Now the trick is, with the different classes of ship, is for the cruisers to rotate their radars. So as you get in towards the end of a wave and the new wave starts, pop the radar and have a look at where the majority of the ships are coming from. That is the side of the map that you want to have your guns. That is the side of the map that you want to be focusing on, because if you let ships get through to touch that circle, as we have done, then it gets a lot more difficult because they are going to be coming in their droves. Now, the guys that I was in this game with, as I said, were a mixture of fleet members and friends, old and new. So there's myself in the duel. We've got Armageddon in the Charmer, Rotary Rabbit, who I met for the first time last night in a Charmer. Then we've got Space 8, who I met for the first time tonight in the Hyper Viper, and Steve McCarthy, or McCarthy Stephen, in the Hyper Viper as well. So we've got a good mix of 1 destroyer, 2 cruisers, 2 battleships. We've got a good balance of firepower, and as long as everyone stays focused, we can come out on top on this one. Now, at around the 7.5 minute mark, that is when Rasputin appears. You don't have to go after him straight away, but do remember that he hits very, very hard. What you need to do is to continue to focus on these ships that are pushing in towards the Transylvania before they're able to do too much damage, because it is the Transylvania that you have to save. And let those guys get in close and you're going to have problems. So keep focusing those guys down. I'm calling for a heal here, but I think we're about to lose our first ship at 11 minutes. I am absolutely spamming torpedoes here. We're over 400,000 damage already. I see a wall of skill coming in from the left hand side, and I don't want to be anywhere near that. Those Krakens are nasty. They seem impossible to citadel with a battleship. But we take a quick look at Rasputin there, and I know that the trouble is happening across here on the right hand side, because we've got 1 ship across here. The left side of the minimap is almost taken care of. We've got Rasputin in the center. We've just lost 1 battleship, and this is crunch time. These guys are pushing hard. I need to work some destroyer magic if we are going to pull this one back. And I must admit that at this point of the game, with what we've got left and what we're up against, I'm thinking that we've got this one lost, because the easy way to take Rasputin out is obviously with a ram with your shields up. But here we've got a Pestilent Varg, we've got a cruiser, we've got a couple more, what we got there, another Pestilent Varg, and we've got a destroyer. And yep, this isn't looking good. 5 ships this side of the map. There's 2 to take over on the left. Now there's 1. We've knocked it down to 4 here. That Pestilent Varg is still pushing, so we're going to get some more torps out there. And I'm watching the health get whittled down on the battleship, and I'm thinking, come on guys, we've got 2 minutes 45 on the clock. The friendlies will arrive in about 1 minute 30, and there we go. My smoke's just run out. I'm spotted. Immediately I'm taking fire. Smoke's coming up again. This is going to be a lifesaver, because it's going to allow me to duck and cover and get another set of torpedoes on these guys out here. But it ain't over till the fat lady sings. That Pestilent Varg has just taken out our last battleship. So you know what? There's no Solar Warrior for it in this, but we're going to play for it. There's 2 battleships left, and sorry, there's a battleship and a cruiser left, and there's a full health Rasputin. There's 1 minute 50 on the clock, and I know my torpedoes reload fast, but Rasputin can heal a hell of a lot faster. And so I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? We account for 1 of the battleships. My smoke comes up again. He's taken a few torps there. I'm looking at the clock. 5 seconds before the cavalry comes rushing in. We get some more torpedoes out. There we go. The Allied fleet has arrived. I need to stop Rasputin. I need to stop the cruiser. Can I do it? It's going absolutely mad, and the guys are going, come on, come on, come on, come on. Tops are looking good. And I'm thinking, I can't survive this. Can I survive this? I've got 17 seconds but I need to take care of the cruiser and Rasputin for us to win this game. What are the cavalry going to do? They're actually going to take a huge chunk of health off Rasputin, but he's already healing up. I can't believe that the AI are actually hitting something. We've got another salvo of torpedoes out there, and I'm thinking that's him taken care of. Now we need to get onto this cruiser. 40 seconds on the clock, but the AI take the Rasputin kill away from me. And I was like, no, I don't believe it. I did a Meldrew there. I don't bloody believe it. But there we go. There's the Kraken taking torps. And that is kill number 11. And that is Nightmare Level 4 complete. And trust me, my palms were sweaty and my hands were shaking. So as I said, we had to redo level 4 for some of the guys, but there's a tally: 744,000 damage, let's say, 97 torpedoes, 75 floods, 11 kills, robbed a Rasputin kill. But I hope you enjoyed watching that one all the way through to the end. Here's a couple of other videos and a playlist for the Halloween missions. Please do smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of that one. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And of course, as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.